We brought together Crockett County advisors in various areas of expertise for this brief discussion about the current and the near future impact of the coronavirus and its variants in this area and the impact that you can have in what occurs next. We have Dr. Mike Revel with us. We have Stephen Sutton with us. We also have Superintendent P.A. Pratt and Executive Director of the Chamber, Jordan Spraggins, and we're going to speak to each one of them briefly and let them get their message across that they would like to pass along to you. We'll start with Dr. Mike Revel. He's the West Tennessee Healthcare Emergency Room Director. Doctor, what can you tell us your thoughts on this subject?
Well, certainly getting the vaccine in today's environment is one of the most important things I think you can do. We were all nervous about taking this thing, 6-8 months ago when it first came out. We weren't sure. We had questions. There were some of us who delayed as well to do that. But despite what the political beliefs are, let me give you just a little bit of what's happening at Jackson General right now, which is have 119 patients hospitalized with COVID. Out of those folks in there are only 9 who are fully vaccinated. So in my mind, that speaks volumes to the fact that the vaccine, now there'll be some naysayers. Well, I thought, there are 9 people in the hospital who are vaccinated. Yes. To my knowledge, none of those are in the ICU, or if they are, they have multiple other medical comorbidities. So put your political beliefs aside. This is a health concern for all of us, our family and our loved ones, and being from Crockett County, the best thing you can do is get vaccinated. Yes, no vaccine is 100% safe, if you will. There always will be, a potential side effect that you'll hear about or read about, or from any vaccine, whether it's COVID or flu or tetanus even. And so there can be reactions. But I can tell you, based on what the patients I see, vaccinated versus non-vaccinated, there is a difference. And do what's right for your health and for the health of the others in Crockett County and in the state of Tennessee and beyond, and get vaccinated. I'd rather people get information. If they respect me and say, well, because Dr. Revel said I ought to get a vaccine, I'll get it, that's great. I believe in it. I think it's great. If they want to hear Dr. Rear say it or Dr. Carroll say it or others in our medical community that they trust to say get the vaccine, then that's what they need to do. I don't want them listening to CNN or Fox News. They need to get it from their local medical person that they trust and go from there. Same way with our pregnant population, our young female population. A lot of data coming out in the last few days about encouraging them to get vaccinated. It's safe. It's safe for lactating women. It's safe for lots of us. It's as safe as any vaccine that we know can be.
Thank you, Dr. Revel. Up next is Stephen Sutton, Crockett County Ambulance Director. What are your thoughts?
Really appreciate the information that Dr. Revel shared with you. Dr. Revel is our Assistant Medical Director at the Crockett County Ambulance Service as well. And he has done much for our profession over the last 10, 15 years as he serves as the Medical Director for numerous EMS agencies in the West Tennessee region. I can tell you that with almost 20 years of emergency services experience, never have I seen our healthcare system in the current situation that we're facing. For years, we have been so fortunate that every single time we took patients to Jackson General Hospital, we had minimal wait times, maybe minutes, 2, 3, 5 minutes. Recently, over the past 2 weeks, we've had wait times upwards of 2 hours or more, and of no fault of their own. And so we're asking our community to reduce these wait times, to open up hospital beds, to make them available again. And the way to do that is by protecting yourself by becoming vaccinated. I was one of the first responders to receive the vaccination in my home area, and I was thrilled to get it. Quite frankly, a year ago, I had prayed for it. We were at a very desperate situation. It was kind of hopeless, like where's this thing going? Where's the answer? Where's the solution going to be? And we have incredibly safe vaccines. We have multiple options of vaccines that you can choose from. We have an incredible health department that has, made these vaccines available. They've done vaccine pods at the Christian Church in Alamo using their facilities. They're vaccinating every single day at the health department, and they've done an incredible job making the vaccines available. And so our wish and our campaign and our hope here is that we can go ahead and encourage the rest of our citizens who've not been vaccinated to consider what they need to do in order to protect their health and their family's health. We received some concerning numbers out of Le Bonheur Children's Hospital, where there's out of about 60 available ICU beds, about 55 of those are taken up. There's long ER waits at Le Bonheur, and we're very concerned about the very limited number of negative pressure rooms that are available. There's about 50 negative pressure rooms that are available. There were 3 that were available yesterday. And so that's concerning to us and our pediatric population, as someone who in a lot of ways feels responsible for the health and the welfare and the well-being of our 14,000 citizens, some 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. We never close. We feel that burden, we feel that responsibility, and we really want to be able to continue to provide a great service to the citizens of Crockett County. We're partnering with our neighboring hospitals in Dyersburg and North and Jackson. West Tennessee Healthcare have partnered with us. We're all one team, we're all working together, and we're presenting a unified message to you today. And we hope that you will take this, with the intent that it's offered, that we truly are at a cross point here where we're very concerned about, the availability of resources and beds for people that, have heart attacks and strokes or trauma patients in Memphis, as the hospitals there are on diversion and doing all that they can as well. And so I want to mention to you that this isn't just West Tennessee Healthcare. There was no ICU bed available in the whole state of Mississippi yesterday. The hospitals in Memphis are on diversion. Hear our plea. It's not a Republican problem. It's not a Democrat. It's not a political situation. It's a healthcare crisis. And we ask you to work with us to mitigate this crisis, reduce the wait times, open up the hospital beds, and allow these services to be available to all citizens. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Hey, thanks for the insight, Stephen. Up next is Crockett County School Superintendent P.A. Pratt. P.A., what are your thoughts?
I've been in the charge of taking care of our 2,000 students that are in Crockett County. And the concern that I have is currently, after 6 days of school, we're at about 5 times the positive cases that we had in our younger age children. As you know, last time it didn't hardly affect them, but this time it is. We have a lot more cases, a lot more quarantines. We're trying to be more careful with it. Our adult populations, as our teachers are getting hit with it, and it's more severe than it was. It was like an allergy infection last time from what I was told, and this time it's just a little more severe in some cases. But what I would like to say, and most people know I coached for 17 years, and our philosophy was always one for all and all for one. And most people know I'm not a political person. I am one who stands for right and wrong. And, we had more success when we had players that played for the guy next to him, the guy to his left, the guy to his right. And what I would speak to is I think Crockett County, we will be better suited when we start thinking about the guy to our right and the guy to our left. And whether that's being vaccinated and taking the shot or not, you choose not to. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but what I am here to tell you is if you're not going to do it, respect that person to your left. Respect their rights as a citizen to be protected also. If something were to happen to me, I would trust I'm in the hands of the people who went to school to do what they do. And that's what's slipping my mind, and how people are negating that trust in other people. I remember Dr. Woods was Ellie's pediatrician, and I dislocated her arm. He was going to talk me through popping it back into place. And I said, Doc, don't do that. And I said, I wouldn't ask you what to do on 4th and 1. Please don't ask me to do anything medical on my dog. So great. We all have professions. We got to trust those people who do it. And I think that's the big thing this is going to push. Trust your physician, that you put your life in their hands, and trust them and do what's best.
Thank you, PA. And finally, Crockett County Chamber Executive Director Jordan Spraggins. Jordan, what are your thoughts?
I think that the strain on the educational and the medical facilities that we see is pretty obvious. One that's kind of hiding in the background is the potential strain that's going to be brought to our local economy. For instance, our local economy consists of several small businesses, typically made up of 3 to 5 people that run that business. It doesn't take long for 3 to 5 people to get infected and the doors to shut. Now, the important thing about that is if we see the economy suffer, then you're going to see our educational resources and our medical resources suffer also, because our economy is what supports those resources. So if we can be smart, if we can do the things we're supposed to do to slow the spread down so that we can keep the resources flooding into our medical and our educational resources, we can be much more productive. It's very important that we respect our local business, our industry, try to keep them open, try to be safe. And if you have any questions about the vaccine at all, seek out your medical provider and get the facts. It's so important, because if we don't, we're going to see serious change in Crockett County.